Hello, age group cyclist. My name's Bruce Bird, and I'm going to try and make a video. I'm making it. This is the first one. Paris to Ancaster. It's on Sunday, April 27th. That's tomorrow. I'm going to have to get up at the wee hours of the morning, 4:30, drive about an hour and a half from my home in Scarborough on the east side of Toronto. In Paris, Ontario, it'll finish in Ancaster. It's a point-to-point. That's really my goal, is to qualify. First spot in my age group, which would put me in the lead corral, which is a big deal at the World Championships because it's crowded and it's on and the competition's so high. Let me show you my setup, my bike, so you can see what I'm riding, because I always find that interesting when I'm watching other people's videos. So here it is. It's felt, it's a cross bike, it's got a carbon frame. These tires are 40 mil wide, which is the widest I could fit in, because you can see, like, whoa, out of room. Manual shifting, and look at this setup here. This is where the camera goes, so I had some help from Mike at Wheels of Bloor to get this thing installed properly. The tread on these, not that aggressive, and I don't know that you need that aggressive for this event. Wait and watch me slip and slide all over the place in some of these wet patches in between the farmers' fields. But hey, that might happen, but we'll see. A little bit more when I get to the start area tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. All right, see you soon. I'm here with Dino at the start, and you can see the start up there. The women are starting in a couple minutes, then we have 15 minutes until we start. So probably 150 people up ahead of us, and you can see people gathering behind us, so all good. It's about 3 degrees Celsius, so yeah, it's chilly, and it's gonna warm up to later today 18, which is just fantastic, but I think maybe 10, 11 by the time we get done. So I'm starting with the coat on. Dino, no, but he's got the base layers. Yeah, looking forward to it. Happy that it's gonna be dry. Later.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So what happened here is user error, and I turned off the video, and the race started. Well, we're gonna pick it up again, and here is where I figured out how to turn the camera on, and we're in the middle of this rail trail section, so you'll see a little bit of action of what the rail trail looks like. Okay, here we are in the rail trail. We're too wide, and no one's really pushing that hard, and that's because you can't move up. There's just no room to move up. So the position you get onto this rail trail is the position you get off of this rail trail. Here you can see I move up past this guy on the right, or I try to, but they're all stopped up ahead, so really I'm not getting anywhere. It looks like the guys at the front, who I can't see, there must be about 50 guys ahead of me, are really keeping the pace constant and not that hard, or steady and not that hard. And the reason they're doing this is because they're in the front. There's no elite riders or younger riders pushing the pace. Now we get off of the rail trail, and there's this kind of park section that's leading up to a real telltale point in the race where we gotta climb up on a sidewalk beside a road. It's the first real elevation gain, and it's also quite narrow. It's a sidewalk, so there's really not a lot of chance to move up, and if you're not that close to the front, well, it's gonna be a problem. Here I'm able to move up a couple of spots, but these guys kind of slide back ahead again, and I'm thinking, look ahead. Oh, yeah, so I'm only like 30 spots back at this point, which is not bad. Okay, here it is. Now everyone wants to get the left hand as far left as they can go, but look, guys are all walking. What? So I go wide right here, so I can keep some momentum, not have to get off like this guy here and jump back on and worry about clipping in. And now, they're in no room. So I'm into the pass onto the grass there and get past like 10 guys, and now I'm moving up here. And here's the
look at some people I'm moving past. Everybody's pretty much on their limit. I'm pushing as hard as I can, not to get up to the leaders, and now I'm stuck again. So clearly the guys at the front are happy with their position, and they're just going to ride at a steady pace because really this is not their thing. They don't want to break it apart here. They just want to be there to respond to any moves. So I'm just looking for ways to move ahead. I can't find one on the right. I come back to the left. Can I find a way to get ahead on the left? Oh yeah, this guy's worrying about his water bottle. Not a great time to do that, pal. So, but he's probably fine. Look, more fidgeting for things in their back. We're kind of locked up, so the pace comes off. Your heart rate drops a bit. Look, we're 3 wide. This makes no sense. You should only fit 2 wide, really. Here's what the other people look like. Here's, what I'm doing, suffering a little bit. Just, let me through. That's all I'm thinking. So here I am. Look at this guy's his coat. No, not tucked in very nicely. That's not going to be too arrow. Oh, here's a spot. Move up 1. Oh, I'm into the grass. Moving up a little bit more. No, locked in. Can I get by this guy? Yeah. No, he's not. Nobody wants to give up any room, but I'm like within 10 riders now of the front, which is, where I want to be. It's about 35 kilometers into the race at this point, and now we're about to take a hard right onto a road off of this sidewalk and sprint up a little kicker underneath this tunnel here. So here we go, hard right. Whoa, people, bunny hopping their way, and here I'm pushing, and these guys are all going away from me, so they clearly have a better kick than me. Let me have a look at what's happening behind. Is anyone going to come and close this gap for me? Nice. Wishful thinking. No one is going to come and close that gap. So I better just get down to business. See, they're just hanging in there, looking at me, and no, not interested. Okay, so I'm closing in on the gap. All right, look at this. What, I got 8 guys? That's it. Okay, move past this guy. Here's another guy looking super serious. No, I don't want to give up this spot. Okay, maybe I should tuck in behind him. Maybe not. Okay, this guy, see, I just came by him, and here he is. Coming by me. They're all tucked in. Nobody wants to get out of the draft, but I'm just coming up on the side, and I'm like, well, let's make it. Oh, here's Adam Meyerson. He's the kind of the favorite of our. Here it is. I'm on the front for the first time, and guess what? I'm off the front. Just like that. That was it. Goodbye, group. Kilometer 37. Nobody wanted to join me. It doesn't happen too often. Usually, if I do something like this, everyone's coming with me. So people must have been tired and looking at other riders, maybe the Adam Meyerson, and for good reason. So now it's just open road, and I'm cruising. So here's where I was when I broke free, and just about this point. Peering back to see where the group is. Look, they're lined out, maybe just 15 seconds behind me. At the time, I didn't know. Here, I'm catching a guy who started in an earlier wave. Nice smile. Here's another corner, so maybe I can get a chance to look back and see how far the group is. Because in my mind, when I'm looking up the road, I'm thinking maybe I'm out of sight. I'm a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, hopefully ahead. And look, there they are. So what's that, 20 seconds? Here I am alone, and they're lined out. When I hit the corners, is there a chance to look back? That one, no, there were trees in the way. Here's some other riders from an earlier group. Just checking back. He's got a number on his plate, so yeah, these are actually people in the race from an earlier group. These are nice volunteers. And on that rail section, I got caught by 6 riders. Yeah, I'm telling them tuck your coat in. So it was actually Chris's. had it out, so he's tucking it back in. They caught me, came by. Look, there's Adam Myerson. He's one of the guys in the group. I'm going to go through each person right now. Chris Paulette, he's 45-49. Paul Cobham is also in Adam Myerson's group. Andrew Randell, so the three of them are in that same age group. This guy, James Fetisov, is not in an age group. And Mark Hewitt, a guy in green, is 35-39. So there's no one in my age group. You can see I'm not taking any turns here. Look at this. Mark's not happy. Not happy. He's like turning his head. Why aren't you taking a turn? Well, I actually was out solo, and I don't know if he saw that because he might have been chasing Adam Myerson or, this group just to hang with him. But I'd been out for a good hour on my own. Look. Okay, Mark says no more. He doesn't want me sitting at the back anymore. He says you've sat there long enough. So he just waits, lets a gap open up, and says go ahead and close it. So, that's what I do. I've sort of sprung into action here, and I close it. Now, we're about to head into a section where it's a lot of farmers' fields, a different type of terrain. So we got on this loose gravel, and I'm all slowing down right away. So I'm looking, is this grass on the left any faster? And as I'm trying to figure out where to ride, look what's happening up the road. These guys are riding off. It's as if they save their energy, their punches for off-road. And I was just tailing behind. Watch out for the signpost! Ooh, yes. Love to see the Canadian flag blowing. Uh-oh. Chris is looking back at his rear wheel. He does not like what's going on. And look at me, I'm just getting dropped again on these off-road sections. The group is sort of punching it. They're all together, I'm tailing off the back. So now I'm back, and this is where Chris is, he's fighting to stay with, but you can hear him now. He's yelling. Damn, he's yelling. And I'm coming up to see if there's anything. I have a pump in my back pocket, maybe if he needs it, but Chris is totally prepared. He's got everything he needs to fix it, but he's just wondering, where does he stop? What can he do? How's he going to finish up? So I'm peering back. Chris is there, and over this field I can actually see there's a group chasing us. It's like 5 to 7 people. I'm looking in here, and there they are, right there. So these guys with us in their view, they got to be super motivated. They're lined out. They're trying to get up in touch with us, and that's probably what the leaders of our group, Andrew Randell and Adam, Paul, they probably knew that, and that's why they kept pushing it so hard. All right, I'm coming out of that section, a long section of all these different surfaces, and I just keep tailing. I'm off the back. I'm working hard. Look at them, they're up there. I'm just holding steady. And their pace changes a bit, and I'm closing in on the group. This is where I'm talking to the group and realizing that, hey, I've got no one else in my age group here, so I'm just going to push the pace. I've recovered enough now. They've sort of slowed down, looking at me, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just hold the pace steady, try and push it where I can, and that'll keep the people from behind from catching, and it'll ensure me my spot. So he's looking over. I'm like, here we go. This is what I'm going to do. So spending a bit more time now, I move up from the back, off the off-road section, and into the front. There's a woman from the group started 15 minutes ahead of us, and she's like, oh, here's an opportunity to tag in and maybe get a draft for a bit. So that's totally allowed in these type of races, and it's a great move to do. helpers, handing out bottles. Now here's a time where I pull over and let's see who comes through. 1, 2, all 3 of these guys in the 50 to 54 category, and that's, see, look at that, that turn ends instantly. It's just like, I'm just rotating through, but I'm not going to do much more. I'm going to save all my bullets for the finish. Yeah, we're talking here saying, I'm just clarifying, hey, this is just in the other age group, and I'm just going to push on. So Adam figures that out, like, okay, I know what you're up to now, and I understand. Look at this guy helping out, thank you. He understands, and I'm pushing the pace, picking up some more riders. No, they're not going to jump on. Here's Andrew coming through, coat sticking out a little. Adam, Paul. See, one of the riders we picked up earlier, that woman, and she joined our group for a little bit. Mark does not take a turn. He's kind of at the end of the effort he has for the day. Yeah, just a little quick. They took a little quick turn, and then I just go to the front and just keep hammering as much as I can to keep ourselves away from anyone who could possibly join us. Like, these guys can all beat me at the end. I'm going to accomplish what I want to out of this race. That'll be great. So once you've got that, you're with a group, sort of put your mind at rest, and you just get into the effort. So I'm just showing, as we cross through all these intersections, they're all marshaled so that we have right of way and feel entirely safe. There's no thought to look out for oncoming traffic, because these people, they've been doing it for years, and we're in a good way. See what happens here? They come by, she comes by, but I don't know how long she can hold the wheel for. I'm like, listen, I'm just taking a quick breather, just let me through here, and you can keep drafting behind, don't need to get that one spot in front of me. So here's Andrew wondering if he's gonna, I'm like, just move through, Andrew, I'm coming back to the front, it's all good. Yep, let's go. Get on, let's go.
Hey, thank you.
Yeah. Picking up some riders from the earlier group, some join, some don't. Here's Adam coming through again. You can see these two have the most energy. When they're coming through, like, Paul takes a break this time, so I know there's Adam coming right by him, a quick little turn, give me a quick little rest, and there's Andrew checking me out and make sure he stays on my wheel, that I don't attack. I'm not attacking, I'm just keeping the pace strong. Taking the inside of the turn. Andrew as well. Okay. Now we have a slight rise on this completely flat course. Check out what happens here. So Andrew's setting a pace. Paul's like, look at him. He's almost touching wheels. He's like, no, I better stay close. Adam's like, no, I need some room here. Mark's kind of aware as well. Look, there's our female who joined us. Look, now he goes. Attack. Adam, up the left side. Andrew's all over this. He's like, yeah, I got this. I was just waiting for someone to make a move, and I got you. Now, Paul drops back. I'm like, okay, we'll try and I'll just keep it steady, because these guys will punch, but then they'll need to recover a bit, and I'll just keep it steady and ride up to them. So they pass a few people from an earlier wave, and they don't jump on. Us either. Go hustle racing. They're just having a chat. They're not even too concerned with what we're doing. Looking up the road and turning onto pavement here. Just keeping the distance consistent. Look who's right on my wheel. There's Paul and Mark. I look up. Oh, he looks back. Look at that. He's gesticulating. He's like, why are you chasing, of all people?
What's that? No, I'm 7 years old.
See, he was upset because he thought I'd started 20 minutes ahead, dropped back, and now I'm interfering in his race tactics where he's trying to drop the other riders, him and Adam. So I'm telling him, no, I'm 57. I'm part of the same group he's in, so he's understanding that. Yeah, here we get to, you know, an off-road section, and what do? All right, we're coming through. Thanks for taking us through those paved sections, and now that we're off-road a little bit, we're coming through, and we're gonna push the pace. So I settle in here, but you know, I've been riding for a while, and as they push, I'm just getting dropped a little, and just sort of fast forwarding as this scene, and I catch up to Mark, and I'm like, "What? You dropped the wheel? Uh-oh. Okay, I better try and close it." But no, they were really pushing it, and they obviously course planning. They knew we were hitting a single track. So here we are in the single track, and these guys are pushing it even further. So as we get through it, and it's really quite dry. In past years, this section would be a lot wetter, and there's a little bit of a wet section coming up, and there's a bit of a downhill. Yeah, goodbye, leaders. That's how muddy it is. There's a few sections like this, not very many, so sloppy right in through here. I'm clearing this rock. Oh yeah, he was just hanging out on my wheel. So looking ahead, he's got, no, he doesn't want to help. He doesn't have the energy at this point. His head's dropping. He's thankful to be getting some draft at this point. I'll hear someone. Nope. They're from another wave. They're from the earlier wave.
And that is where my battery died. Now that was 3 weeks ago, and my memory's already starting to fade. So let's go through exactly what happened from there on in. Adam, Andrew, and Paul were up the road. I couldn't see them anymore. They were probably a minute ahead of us, and Mark was right behind me. We still had to go through the mud chute, and I'm going to show you some photos now of that mud chute from a prior year, what it looked like, some riders going down. It's really one of the signature points of the event. I fell once. I'm a little more cautious heading down that kind of terrain, and Mark came past me. In fact, he got quite a bit of the ways up the road, and then he carried on with it afterwards. So here's what going down the mud chute looks like. After a few kilometers of chasing back to catch up to Mark, we entered the final section, which includes a climb that goes up to 20% elevation gain. Well, we're so close to the finish, you can hear people cheering for other people who finished, and they're taking photos, and it's really tough because you've gone so hard for the whole race and you finished with some real steep climbing. So here's some photos from me last year in this exact same spot. So I finished up in 4th group, but in my age group that was first. Here's a list of the 5 of us, how we finished. It took just about 3 hours, and I was about a minute back from that first spot from Adam. So here's the list. After the finish, I found Mark, Adam, Paul, rehashing what had just happened. And I pulled out my phone and I captured a little bit of that dialogue just so you could get a sense of what we were talking about and what it was like right after the event. So here it is.
So a lot of the times when we were just up front not riding,
Yeah.
it's because we knew we were just waiting for the woods, and then we rode away. Like, we didn't attack. Andrew and I we knew where to be in the front.
Yeah.
And in the places where everyone has to go
I
hard,
was waiting for that one for so long. I was like,
we forgot about you.
And they
When
caught
we
me at
caught him,
kilometer
when
67.
we rolled him on the gravel road, I was like, oh fuck, we forgot about that guy.
I thought
He's
you
been
were
gone all
coming back
day.
from the elite race.
No, but like, the race has changed because gravel is a sport. And so the way you ride this race and the ability that people are on is totally different.
Yeah.
Everybody's aero and people were on their fat, because everyone's on fat tires,
Yeah.
it's like okay to ride fatter tires.
Yeah.
I still only wanted 36s and they were perfect.
For anyone who made it this far in the video, thank you for sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll try and make some more this year in 2025, and hopefully I'll be able to apply what I learned in this experience and make a better video so that yeah, you can experience all the great things I get to experience when I'm doing these races. Thanks. See you later.